So I'm just coming up with this scene, right, where like all the cardinals and bishops and the Pope and priests and all that have gathered. It feels somewhere like in the setting, the scene. It looks somewhere like Egypt, or it's very deserty. It doesn't have to be Egypt, but I'm just seeing the scene where it's like deserty, like barren, wide open spaces, obviously away from the maddened crowd, sort of thing. Um, and they're all gathered, and there's like, because there's this running theme of this girl not being taken seriously as a demon slayer, as like an archangel, because she's a girl. And I want to have like saints in there. We're going to have Joan of Arc. We're going to have St. Thomas. We're going to have St. Christopher. We're going to have Archangel Gabriel. We're going to have Michael. We're going to have them all, right? They're all going to be there. It's a holy war. And then God comes down, and like Michael's like, "Oh, you're in trouble now." and and like, that scene in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where all the scientists are there and the military's there and the government's there and the aliens come down in the spaceship, but it's that normal guy, that one guy, just that average, everyday guy that they choose to communicate with all the tech, with all the power, with all the, ooh sort of thing. It's that one dad that they communicate with. It's the one guy that they trust. So then it's like God comes down, and I'm thinking he's just going to be like a big beam of light with a talking voice, and all these cardinals and bishops and popes and all of that, archdioceses and priests and ministers and that are all thinking, the Pope's thinking he's going to be chosen, and he steps forward and he's like, I don't want to talk to you, and he kind of like pushes everyone aside, like they all go flinging. It's like he parts the sea, like parting the Red Sea to get to the girl, and she's like, "Dad, really?" And he's like, "Well, I'm just checking up on you," and she's like, "Really?" But they've been like, "Oh, you're in trouble now, Dad's here." She's really, he's like, "I'm just checking up on you to make sure you're okay, like, this is hard work," sort of thing. And what I'm thinking is, God smites the Pope. I mean, he deserves it. He smote the last one. But yeah, like the Pope stepping forward, thinking, because how they say that the Pope is God's representative on earth, that he's chosen to be the voice of God. My father doesn't see it like that. He does not like popes at all. The last one is down with Satan. So the Pope stepping forward, thinking he's like this big pompous thing. Maybe the police, the Vatican police or military or whatever, the Swiss Army are holding her back. She's, and he steps forward thinking he's going to get, special treatment or something, and God just smites him. And then parts everyone like the Red Sea to get to her. And he's like, "Are you okay, baby girl?" And she's like, "Dad, really?" Blood all over her, and because she's trying to prove that she's as good as her big brothers. And it's got nothing to do with misogyny, because they recognise that, they're giving her shit. They know who she is. They know what she's capable of. They adore her. They're exceptionally protective of her. They're very protective of her because they love her so much. They know who she is. But to them, she's no one special. She's just their kid sister. So they give her shit. And that's going to be played into the movie. Obviously, you're going to see that the kind of relationship she has with all her brothers and all her patrons in God's army and all that sort of thing. And I absolutely want to bring other gods into it. Like, I mean, I would have to be careful how we represented Allah. And, we could put Shiva and all that in there because it is a holy war. So it's all nations and their gods up against the darkest forces on earth. But yeah, people finding out that she's been called to this place to go and see her dad. Like, when you think you're in trouble or you're in trouble now, you got to go and see dad. So then she goes there, but everyone gets wind of it. They all turn up thinking, oh, we need to talk to him about this, that, and the other thing. And when he turns up, the poop steps forward and he just goes, beep, and just like turns him to dust. Don't even get me started, sort of thing. And then he just moves his hand like, whoosh, and parts everyone like the Red Sea to get to her. And he's like, are you okay? Did they hurt? Like, are you okay? Did they hurt you? And she's like, Dad, really? You too? I'm just checking up on you. I'm allowed to worry. This is your first assignment. Like, that sort of thing. She's like, oh my God. Oh my you. That sort of thing. So the little sprout is starting to grow. Now, obviously, names and storylines and that are inevitably going to change as I figure this out, especially once my writing partner gets involved. What would be so cool is if I was able to get world leaders to play themselves, like Viktor Orban and Giorgia Meloni and that, like Vladimir Putin and that, getting them to play small roles, the ones that are fighting to protect their countries and defend Christianity, all the nations that are defending their right to have a Christian God. I would love to. I mean, I couldn't have Keir Starmer in it unless he was the bad guy. I couldn't be in the same room with that man. But like if the king got rid of the government, I'd say to the king, like, do you want a small role? Like, do you want to have like a couple of lines in this movie? Have Vladdy and Georgia and Victor and all that, just, like having little movie roles in it. I wonder if they'd do it. That would be so cool. All the countries that are protecting Christian values. I couldn't have Trump in it because he's Lucifer. But I wonder if they would. Marine Le Pen. Is it Marine? Marine Le Pen? Like them having like little roles in it. Do they know her personally, or does she go to them? Or is it like they have roles where they're meeting her in passing? Could you imagine if I got to give a sword to like Viktor Orban? Because see, like in the Super Toy Hero League, I named a toy character after Viktor Orban, and I call him the Brave Sir Knight. I wonder if he'd do it. I mean, it would be cheeky to get my whoever's to contact them and say, would you like a role in a movie about fighting? I mean, it would be a brilliant way for these countries like Hungary and Italy and Russia. What other countries are defending their right for Christianity? Is it Poland? Having their leaders and that play their part to defend Christianity in a movie, but in a way that people wouldn't be expecting a movie to be, because it's going to be bloody and it's going to have demons in it and it's going to be raw, but at the same time it's also going to be funny, because nobody's going to suspect that this woman is who she is until they see her in action, other than her brothers, who So, and all I keep thinking is, what is her sword going to look like? Is it going to be a sword in disguise? Or is it just going to be a straight out hardcore sword? It's going to have to be made of silver, because that kills vampires and werewolves and demons. And zombies. Killed, yeah, silver's pretty much like the Mac Daddy of killing all underworld entities. So I wonder if they'd do it. Oh my God. I can see it now.